Have you ever posted a photo and checked for likes every 30 seconds? Don't pretend you haven't. It is a weird feeling. When the numbers go up, you feel like you are on top of the world. But if an hour passes and you only have 3 likes, one from your mom and one from a spam bot selling weight loss tea, your entire day suddenly feels meaningless. Do you ever wonder why you care what strangers think about your breakfast? Sometimes, a compliment from someone you barely know feels more important than a good meal or a full night of sleep. Yeah, it sounds shallow, right? But your brain is not actually shallow. It is just running on an ancient program you do not know about. You think you are living in the 21st century, but most of the hardware in your head is still operating like you are in a dark cave full of predators. Why does your brain value a like from a stranger more than a decent meal? The answer is not about vanity or self-esteem. It is about a guy named Grog. Trust me, Grog does not care about social media, but he is the reason you cannot stop checking your notifications every morning. But wait, let us rewind a little bit. Imagine you are Grog, 50,000 years ago. No Wi-Fi, no phones, no decent clothes. You are standing in the middle of your tribe. Everyone is staring at you. Back then, being seen by the tribe was not for fun. It was the difference between eating dinner and becoming dinner for a saber-toothed tiger. That is right. Social approval was your life insurance policy. If you did something impressive, like hunting a strange beast or starting a fire without burning everyone's eyebrows off, they would praise you. And when they praised you, they would share the best cuts of meat with you. But if you stayed quiet and nobody noticed you, congratulations. You just became the prime candidate for the night watch. That is a job with a higher mortality rate than walking through the woods during a thunderstorm. Grog did not need to be a genius. He just needed to know how to show off. He would stand in the center of the circle and dance around. He would brag about fighting a wild boar the size of a house, even if, in reality, he just found a pig that died of old age. But the tribe? They nodded. They cheered. They validated him. Do not laugh at Grog. You are exactly the same. You post a travel photo to tell your modern tribe that you are doing fine. You have food. You are not being left behind. It is not just showing off. It is an instinctual cry for help. It says, I still have value. Do not kick me out of the cave. Here is the kicker. The tribe back then had no concept of humility. If you did not promote yourself, you starved. So, craving praise is actually a sophisticated survival mechanism. It is a silent contract. I do something useful, you praise me, we both survive. But here is the problem. Grog's tribe only had a few dozen people. Your tribe? It is the entire world, with billions of people on social media. You are using a brain designed for a tiny group to deal with a massive crowd. And that, my friend, is where things start to get weird. Look at how our brains operate. In Grog's world, attention was not a virtual currency like it is now. It was a real resource. When Grog was seen by the tribe, it was a signal that he was a valuable member. In that harsh world, if you had value, you got the best cuts of meat. You were protected while you slept. Most importantly, you were allowed to stay inside the safety circle. That is right. Being noticed meant surviving. That is why our brains evolved to be hypersensitive to the gaze of others. We do not just want to be seen, we crave it, like a plant craves sunlight. Without that gaze, we wither. But look at how Grog does this. He does not need to do anything extraordinary. Sometimes he just yells loudly when he sees a strange animal. Or he just knows how to sharpen a rock better than the others. The whole tribe turns to look. That is enough. He gets the recognition. His brain gets a natural hit of dopamine. You see, evolution does not care if you are actually talented. It only cares if you know how to make others stop and look at you. It is a survival game. The person who gets the most attention has the highest chance of passing on their genes. So do not blame yourself for liking praise. It is not your fault. It is the fault of tens of thousands of generations of ancestors who hardwired this instinct into your nervous system. You are just doing exactly what Grog did to survive. It is just that today, the meat we hunt is no longer antelope legs. It is likes and virtual comments. So what happens inside your skull when someone praises you? Do not think it is some high-level poetic emotion. It is chemistry, pure chemistry. When you get a compliment, your brain releases a massive hit of dopamine. This is nature's reward system. It is the brain's way of saying, yes, do that again. Imagine Grog after the tribe cheers for him because he found a new water source. He does not just feel happy, he feels high. It is a sense of total satisfaction that the brain wants to repeat at any cost. It is exactly like training a puppy. You pet its head, it feels good, and it will do anything you want just to get that pat again. That is right. We are modern humans, with smartphones and degrees, but we are really just little dogs waiting to be petted by likes. When you post something and see the notifications pop up, your brain gets a dopamine hit just like the one Grog got from his piece of meat. But there is a small problem. Dopamine is a scam artist. It makes you feel amazing for a split second, but then it vanishes faster than you forget your Facebook password. When it fades, you feel empty. You want more. You want it now. That is the cycle of addiction. You are not addicted to praise. You are addicted to the dopamine release you get when you feel important. And your brain, which is inherently lazy, will choose the easiest path to get that feeling. It would rather post a selfie than do something actually useful. Do not blame your brain. It is just doing its job. It is searching for rewards. It is just that, in the modern world, these rewards are so cheap and so easy to get. It makes us forget that some things require much more than a like to actually have value. But wait, here is the interesting part. Have you ever wondered why Grog only needed a few dozen people to cheer for him, but you need thousands of strangers to like your post just to feel like you exist? This is the trap. Our brains are designed for small tribes. You knew everyone's face. Recognition meant something real. But the modern world hacked this system. We are trying to cram the approval of millions of strangers into a brain programmed to handle the attention of only a few dozen people. The result? You are overloaded. You crave attention so much that you are willing to do the most ridiculous things just to get a like from a stranger on the other side of the planet. You think you are connected. In reality, you are being drained. You are using a precious survival mechanism to serve a virtual delusion. That is right. Grog only needed 20 people in his tribe to sleep soundly. You? You have 200 likes. But if the next post only gets 50, you get anxious. You feel like you are losing. But losing to whom? To people you do not even know? The trap here is comparison. Back in the day, you only compared yourself to the people in your cave. Now, you compare yourself to everyone on the planet. Trust me, there will always be someone getting more praise than you. If you keep playing this game, you will always be a loser inside your own head. Here is the weirdest part. The more you try to seek approval from the crowd, the lonelier you feel. Why? Because the crowd never actually sees you. They only see the image you are trying to project. And that is when we fall into the deep hole of loneliness. Have you ever felt the sting of being ignored? You post something you care about and then silence. No notifications, no engagement. To your ancient brain, this is not a small thing. It is a red alert. It says, you are being kicked out of the tribe. In psychology, this is called social exclusion. For Grog, being ignored by the tribe meant being kicked out of the cave. Out there, in the darkness of the Ice Age, being kicked out meant becoming dinner for a predator. So the fear of not being recognized is actually the fear of being eaten. That sounds a bit dramatic, right? But your brain cannot tell the difference between being ignored by Facebook friends and being kicked out of the tribe. To your brain, the pain of not getting a like is just as sharp as the fear of being chased by a lion. You are worrying about not getting praise just like Grog worried about being eaten. But what is the reality? There is no lion. In reality, most people on social media are busy looking for recognition for themselves. They are not ignoring you because they hate you. They are ignoring you because they are too busy checking how many likes their own posts have. That is right. Nobody cares about your post as much as you think. Everyone is the main character in their own movie. In their eyes, you are just a background extra passing through their feed. You are afraid of a fake fear from a crowd that does not really exist. That is a truth that is both sad and liberating. If nobody is actually keeping track of your praise, why are you making yourself miserable? Here is the twist. You think you crave praise because you are vain? You are wrong. It is just your brain reminding you to be useful. Grog did not just want applause, he wanted to be needed. When he helped others, when he shared his meat, when he did something of value for the tribe, he got recognition. That was a reward for contribution, not for fame. We have misunderstood praise for a long time. We turned it into a numbers game, but its true nature is connection. When you do something useful, recognition comes as a natural result. But when you only hunt for likes, you miss the most important part. You miss your own true value. You are not broken or pointlessly addicted. You are just an ancient human trying to find your place in a digital tribe that is way too big. You crave recognition because you want to know if you still belong. The good news? You are already more useful than you think. The shift from "I want to be famous" to "I want to be part of the tribe" is the key. When you stop demanding validation from the crowd and start focusing on contributing value, even in the smallest way, you will find you do not need those virtual likes anymore. You will know you are doing well. That is the most powerful praise of all. You do not need anyone to click a button to confirm your existence. You are here. You are contributing to the world. That, in itself, is the greatest recognition of all. So next time you feel down because a post gets no engagement, or you crave a like until you go crazy, just stop for a second. Do not rush to post another photo to save the situation. Take a deep breath and remember Grog. That is just an ancient instinct reminding you to be useful. The good news is, you are already more useful than you think. You have worked, you have loved, you have learned, you have survived. Those are achievements no social media algorithm can ever measure. Instead of waiting for validation from the crowd, why not try to validate yourself? Give yourself a pat on the back. Tell yourself you did a good job. Because in the end, the only person who has been with you from the cave until today is not a stranger on the internet. It is you. Do not let virtual numbers define your worth. You are not a post. You are not a like. You are definitely not someone who needs the charity of a crowd to feel like you exist. You are a human with all the wild instincts and the power to create your own value. So turn off your phone. Go outside. Do something that actually matters. Enjoy the freedom of not chasing shallow likes anymore. You will see that the world does not need you to be praised to shine.